If you need to lose weight, the only way that you can do that is to decrease your insulin baseline levels. BrightLine eaters, we do it with the 1-2 punch of no flour, no sugar, no snacks. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christina, or BrightLine Queen. I've lost about 45 pounds since May doing something called BrightLine eating. It's no flour, no sugar, 3 measured meals a day, and no snacking. It's been so awesome. But today's video is about what I've learned on the 8th day of the 14-day challenge, which is a bunch of really sciencey fun stuff. So if you're ready, let's jump right into it. I want to apologize real quick because I'm losing my voice a little bit. I've been dealing with like a tiny cold for the last couple days. So today in the modules, we learned about the susceptibility scale. Now, drugs have different susceptibilities. All drugs do. So I'm not a gambler. I'm not a drinker. I'm not somebody who's into heroin, but I am somebody who is absolutely into pastries and lattes. Everybody has to eat, but some people aren't prone to the addictive qualities of the highly processed flour and sugar like we are. So I'm 10 on the susceptibility scale. So I'll post a little picture up here somewhere, and this is me at age 8. So at this point, I had already been in Weight Watchers. I have honestly been in Weight Watchers my whole life. I've been counting calories my whole life. I've been doing moderation my whole life, hoping that it would bring me weight stabilization. Moderation diets don't work for people like me who are highly susceptible to flour and sugar addiction. So what do you think of when you think of insatiable hunger? I think of myself at Thanksgiving when I've had a plate that is triple the size of other people's plate and I still feel hungry. And it's 20 minutes after our meal and I'm eyeing the pie table and I'm thinking, I gotta eat, I gotta get some, I gotta try that pecan pie, I gotta try it. And suddenly I blurt out, when can we have dessert? I need it. This is a true story. My family was like, what the heck? Calm down. We're gonna get to dessert, you know? Like, they could not understand. That's because my hormones were so off balance. I was insatiably hungry nonstop. It had nothing to do with my willpower or how good of a person I was. I could not help it. My brain was telling me all the time, you're hungry, you're hungry, you're hungry, you're hungry. Insatiable hunger is caused by a leptin imbalance. Leptin is the hormone that makes you feel full, satiated, and ready to go hunt or gather or full of energy. Do what you gotta do to live your best life, right? We need that leptin to live our best life so that we feel full at meals and we feel energized. But in someone with insatiable hunger, that leptin is being blocked completely. It's not even working. So we feel hungry and lethargic all the time. Our brain is not telling us that we're full, and it's not telling us that we're full of energy. It's telling you to go lay down and get some chips. So, okay, we've got leptin blocked. It's blocked. Can't come into my body, not allowed here. You know what's blocking it? Insulin. Insulin is that pesky hormone that gets increased by ding, 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 flour and sugar. That gets increased by ding, 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 snacking all day. So that, my friends, is why people who do BrightLine eating, they are success stories, baby. They have hacked the system. They've hacked the brain, because as the insulin baseline gets lower, leptin gets higher, okay? Leptin is working for us. Now our brain is balanced and we're able to get into the body that we were born to be in. If you need to lose weight, the only way that you can do that is to decrease your insulin baseline levels. BrightLine eaters, we do it with the 1-2 punch of no flour, no sugar, no snacks. Okay, I want to show you a picture. It's on page 42 of the BrightLine eating book. This is a mouse that doesn't have leptin. There's no leptin in the body, and it just naturally gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not the mouse's fault. There's no room for shame in the addiction recovery game, okay? Not your fault. You didn't choose the drug chose you. And this is a regular mouse that has leptin working. Pretty incredible how these hormones make such a big difference in our body. What about pesky cravings? I'm talking about cravings where you're like, I've got to go to this one fast food joint because they have this specific thing. I would go eat tons of food because I was so sick of hearing that dang craving voice that said, you gotta eat this, it's in your house, it's right there. My brain was so full of food chatter, it was just like, ugh! so hard to be in my brain because it was non-stop. So why do we have cravings? It's because flour and sugar act as drugs in our brain. They're just as addictive as heroin and cocaine. Yes, just as addictive as heroin and cocaine. And these drugs create pathways in our brains. They are addiction pathways in our brains. Just like how there's a stream, okay? If it rains and there's a huge rain, or if a dam is unplugged and you put more water in that pathway, it's gonna make a big river. Same with us. If we give ourselves more of this drug, more of this flour and sugar, it makes a huge river in our brain, a huge pathway of addiction where we need more, 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 more. So let's say I just drank a latte and boom, my brain is being flooded with a dopamine hit, and it's so big that my brain can't handle it. So my dopamine receptors are starting to thin out, and they're like, you know, this is just such a big hit, I can't handle it. So I'm gonna need more next time to even feel anything. So next time I go and I get a latte and I get a croissant, boom! My brain is like, wow, that was intense. That was too much. So I'm gonna thin out even more, but it's gonna make you need more next time. How do we get free from the hamster wheel of needing more, 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 and never feeling hungry? Stop. Abstinence. Done. Cold turkey. No more flour, no more sugar, because guess what? Your brain stops getting those hits. What does cold turkey do? Okay, it stops giving you those big dopamine hits that actually hurt and damage your brain long term. And it also allows the insulin to lower to a baseline that is gonna let leptin come into play. Leptin's gonna help you feel satiated and full of energy. All right, we need that leptin on board. There's no hope for food addicts like us unless we get that leptin on board. This is super powerful because every single bright meal is a healing experience, okay? Every time that you don't have flour and sugar, you are promoting healing and balance in your brain. You are walking into your best, most healthy life, all right? But it takes time, okay? The dopamine receptors in our brain, they start to heal after 8 weeks of no flour and sugar. This means you can't just like go 3 days, have a relapse, go 5 days, have a relapse. You can do that, but you need to work through those relapses so that you can get to a full 8 weeks and beyond to get the full healing and the optimal health that you deserve. You deserve it. You need it. Just a little extra tidbit of information. My A1C before I started BrightLine Eating was 5.6, so I was almost pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetic, I believe it starts at 5.7. So after 4 months of BrightLine Eating, it went down to 5. For those of you who don't know, I'm a registered nurse, so I understand all the labs and I love science, and that's why I get all fired up about this stuff. I personally see that people who don't have weight issues usually have an A1C in the 4s. So that is personally what I'm shooting for. I would love to have an A1C of like 4.5, 4.6. That would be awesome. Remember that insulin sets your weight set point. I am most concerned in getting my insulin baseline low so that my weight set point can be lower so that I can be healthy. I have spent too long of my life being extremely unhealthy and not knowing how to walk into optimal health. All right, have you guys made it through the whole video? If you have, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps push this video out to people who are interested in this topic, and also consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm just a simple person who's losing weight one meal at a time and sharing my journey with everyone. So go have a beautiful, bright day. I love you guys so much, and I'm so happy that we're all on this beautiful journey together. Mwah! Sending my love and all my support.